smiles, peeling back her lips in an imitation of a human grin. It scrunches up her whiskers and tickles her nose, causing her to sneeze. An Australian shepherd, Allie was born without a tail, and she wiggles her whole body instead. Smile, sneeze, wiggle. Smile, sneeze, wiggle. She is my light, especially when the shadows threaten. Shadows that my mind conjures. Do you know what depression feels like? It feels like 1,000-pound weight pushing your body into a pool of water that's already chin deep. So no matter how badly your neck hurts, you've got to keep your head up to survive. It's tragic. You try to cut yourself in half, but this isn't magic. In fact, it's something much more dark or more dramatic. Self-harm, that's what they call it. Because it just affects you. It's your life, your body, so you can choose what you do. And if one day you can't rein it in, and of your last breath you are the only witness, then so be it. Because it's your last breath. Every Thursday, I go to couples therapy with my depression. He whispers in my ear to stay in bed another day, pushes his palm against my chest, afraid I'll escape the covers. After I scrape myself out of the shower, I still smell like him. Like midnight panic attacks, like a first-name basis with the CVS pharmacist. Like, no, I'm not hungry. I already had a Rice Krispie treat today. According to the National Institute for Mental Health, in 2015, an estimated 16.1 million adults aged 18 or older in the United States have suffered one major depressive episode in the past year. And according to a 2012 study by Healthline.com, a whopping 80% of adults who have symptoms of clinical depression aren't seeking treatment for their depression. Depression is a crippling disorder that can have a profound impact on an individual and the lives of the individuals around them. I know because it has affected my entire family. So with the poetry, Depression by Rage Almighty, Couples Therapy by Patrick Roche, Magician's Assistant by Scroobius Pip, and Not So Good at Happy by Lisa Krentz, I bring you a poetry program on depression because understanding and talking about it is the first step to healing. Our sessions with the therapist are 50 minutes. We spend that time restating the same issues to her. We've been on again, off again since high school. This time it's been a solid year, so that's gotta mean it's getting pretty serious. She asks me about my appetite. No, I haven't been eating, but he likes me skinny. It's looking up to the sky and seeing how far heaven is away from you right now. It's how much you hate right now and every second after it. It's that feeling you get when the one thing you want so passionately is just past your tips. And every time you reach to grab it, you get a mouthful of water and you sacrifice drowning. But how about your little sister? I mean, I know you think your life's been bad, and by no means am I belittling that because I know the troubles you've been through. But a sister, finding out her brother chose death over life, finding out that instead of turning to her with your problems, you turn to a knife. That's a whole lot of pain to deal with. And now the only role model she has to turn to is little more than words engraved in granite. But as you said before, this just affects you. It's your life, your body, so you can choose what you do. And if one day you can't rein it in, and of your last breath you are the only witness, then so be it, because it's your last breath. Her smile is like a hot chocolate on a cold, sleety day, like Katy Perry's firework blasting through an awkward car ride. It's that tight feeling you get in your chest as your eyes start to water from an overwhelming feeling of joy. Unlike Allie, I'm not so good at smiling. I'm not so good at happy. The conversations in my head are much more negative. Get out of bed now. I can't, it's not safe. You're fine, you wimp. It's not safe. You have to go to class. I can't, I'll just email in sick. That's lying. I am sick, I have depression. Do not use that as an excuse. Never use it as an excuse. But it's not safe. Fuck it. Get out of bed now. No. Yes. No. Fine. Most days. Depression is finally falling asleep at night and waking up so pissed off for no apparent reason in the morning. It's a constant state of mourning when the only thing that died is your pride. It's pushing everyone who loves you as far away as humanly possible because I don't deserve them. Desert them before they desert me. It's quicksand sinking. It's feeling alone in a room full of people. It's all right. Yeah, I'm okay. No, really, I'm good. But then, what about your parents? God knows they've done what they can to support you. Yeah, you didn't grow up in a mansion, but they gave you the best life they could afford. And as soon as that last bit of life tickles out and your lungs cease to breathe, they have failed the single most important task they will ever receive. They failed to give their child a life worth living. And that's a failure that will follow them the rest of their lives. But as you said before, this just affects you. It's your life, your body, so you can do with it what you want. And if one day you can't rein it in, and of your last breath you are the only witness, then so be it, because it's your last breath. She asks if I've done anything with my friends in a while. No, not lately. We usually stay in. My friends become a third wheel when we're together. I guess that's just what happens when you've been with someone so long. But then, what about your friends? How did they fail to see this coming? They shouldn't just be there for fun and for drinks. They should be your shoulder to cry on. They should be the ones you turn to when you can't turn to your family, but they failed to. But as you said before, this just affects you. It's your life, your body, so you can do with it what you want. And if one day you can't rein it in and of your last breath you are the only witness, then so be it, because it's your last breath and nobody else's business. She asks if anything's changed since I started with Zoloft. He grinds his teeth and digs his nails into the couch cushions. She asks again. He gets jealous, but Zoloft treats me nice. He buys me breakfast in the morning and feeds me French toast. He got angry though, something like I'm cheating on him. So he threatened to take out the scissors, so I threatened to see Zoloft even more, all of them, all at once. I almost did. She asks if that was the night my friend took me to the healthcare center. Yeah, but it was just that one time, and the nurse said no visitors, so she took Zoloft away from me, and we got to spend some quality time together as a couple again. She doesn't understand that this is the most serious relationship I've ever been in. She says, "Time's up. See you next week." He mutters "fine" under his breath and slams the door on her way out. Depression is the tears that will never fall from your cheeks, fear of adding water to the water you're already chin deep in. When will my best be good enough anyway? It's being afraid of being alone, but not wanting anyone around you. It's going to the bathroom in the dark because you can't stand to see your own reflection. It's biting your nails until they bleed and steadily grinding your teeth. Depression is the reason this poem has no end. But what about me? What kind of girlfriend am I? Instead of living a life that I was a big part of, you would rather die. Instead of fighting together to turn things around, you decided the grass was greener on the other side of the ground. Of our shared lives, there was nothing worth living for as far as you could see. And if that's the truth for you, then what is there left in this life for me? But as you said before, this just affects you. It's your life, your body, your sister, your parents, your friends, your partner. And if one day you can't rein it in and of your last breath you are the only witness, then fuck everyone else, because that's not something you've got to live with. So what is the surest way to die? Not pills. Pills, there are stories of people's stomachs being pumped and their lives saved. Pills don't work. Okay, what else? A gun? No, it's messy. It's not fair to whoever finds you. A cliff? You live in Chicago. Okay, then what? That's when she walks in, Allie, and she smiles at me. I have been at home. I have done nothing special. I haven't given her any treats. It hasn't been a long time since I last saw her, but she knows I need it, and she grins at me. Smile, sneeze, wiggle. I have a tattoo of Allie's paw print on my hip nearest my belly button, where I can see it whenever I need. It is my dream catcher, my lucky horseshoe, my ankh, my torch in this darkness. She says there have been improvements in the past few weeks, that he and I will probably always be together, but I'll be more independent soon. I've been thinking more about that lately. Mornings, when I wake up hungry, my body remembers how to leave the mattress on its own. I feel his arms shrink from around my waist for a while so I can finish a poem, watch Parks and Rec, make a sandwich or the bed without crawling back into it. Last week, I stepped on a scale and I gained 3 pounds. It's not much, it's only 3 pounds, but it's all me. It's all me.